Now, I want to ask you, what does a filmmaker need legally to ask for money? Because there's so many, not from you, but just as a general
Yeah.
statement, other than, look, if it's mom and dad giving you a check, it's different. But if you're going outside of friends and family, what do you legally need to have to go out and raise money for a feature film in the U.S.?
Yeah. It's a great question. And like you said, it really depends how you're going out. And the term you'll hear is solicit. There are solicitation limitations in regards to how you can go out and raise capital. You ultimately need a pretty serious document from an attorney if you're going out and trying to raise capital. That document, it can take the form of 5 pages. It can take the form of, we've seen 200-page investment.
Is that a business plan or is that a PPM? What is that exactly?
So yeah, it's a PPM, but a PPM generally that we see is now encompassing all of the aspects of the business plan.
And can you tell people what a PPM is?
Yeah, it's a private placement memorandum. So it literally stands for going out and raising private capital. So you're soliciting an investor, whether that's an individual, whether it's a fund, whether it's a broker, and you're literally soliciting them to put a private placement into an entity, an LLC or an Inc. or a Corp, whatever entity you've set up to own the intellectual property and the underlying economic structure of the picture. The investor is buying a piece of that. And to sell a security, which is ultimately what you're doing, you need to have your ducks in a row because there are many tripwires in regards to financial securities. So a PPM we see being the most often used tool. But I'd go, and I'm sure you've seen the same thing, two sides of the market. Really low budget producers, they just slingshot emails. Dozens of them all over the place. Every financier, we'll get them at our Buffalo 8 emails, we'll get them at our bonded emails, we'll get them at our ABS emails. Like this filmmaker, this group is just slingshotting 50 sort of spray and pray approach to raise money. That's probably not a good idea. I don't know of many people getting movies financed that way. So that's one side of the market where there's not a ton of organization. Then there's the high end of the market where you've got big, well-known producers. I'll just get a phone call and they'll just say, we just pre-sold this for $10 million to Lionsgate. Universal's going to take the rest of the world for $5 million. There's going to be a $4 million tax credit in Georgia. Does Bondit want to do it? You say, yeah. And then you get a finance plan that is sent via email and you're off to the races. There's no PPM. There's no incredible documentation. It took those producers, it's kind of like that great story about Picasso dabbling on a napkin in a cafe towards the end of his life. And he was drawing and doodling and he crumbled the napkin up and got ready to throw it away. And a woman said, well, I want that napkin. And he said, oh, I'll sell it to you. And she said, for how much? And he said, for $100,000. And she said, but it took me 10 seconds. And he said, no, it didn't. It took me 76 years and 10 seconds. And that's the same sort of analogy I see with high-level producers is they are able to operate like that because they navigated all of the landmines of this business and got to that position of being able to make a phone call and get a deal done. So I see two polar opposite sides. And the reason I think we're willing to really play on both is we have a lot of filmmakers that started on the lower side of the market that have now become really, really great producers, Indie Spirit Award winners, producers that are climbing up the ladder to go do Golden Globe films. And we know that has to be the way we think about investing in our business and investing in the community of earlier stage content creators that have to sort of get through, again, that analogy of surviving the landmines of this business. But I would say it's hire a low-cost entertainment attorney. It's a template document that they should be able to shoot out for you pretty quickly, and then just go out. And I think building that initial network of investors that believe in the filmmaker or the company, it's critical. It was what we spent the majority of our time doing as we were building. And I know it's not necessarily the most fun thing in the world or glamorous, but it's the only way to build a real sustainable business in entertainment.